Well, that ain't gonna fly, so let's get rid of that. Hey, Jay, what's happening?
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Okay, thanks.
Good. It's a happy spring equinox.
Yeah.
Yep. Finally, the winter is
I'll try
over.
something here right quick. Give me a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's gonna have to be the fix. My tablet has gone tits up. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it just stopped getting along with Zoom. So
Really?
yeah, so we use the phone, but I need an external speaker for phone because the speaker on the phone is not very loud. So that's all right, no problem.
Yeah. Are you speaking into a microphone?
I don't know. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably not.
Actually, I think you sound even better than I think.
Yeah. Just the feel of you on the camera is a little rough. See, I'm standing up.
Yeah, it's on auto zoom. There you go. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Mm-hmm.
Nah, but floor focus will be good for today because this is all on the ground. Everything to do down low.
Is it a yin or vinyasa or a big mix?
There's going to be some yang. There's going to be some yin. We're going to go within. It's just something I kind of had to put together this week for to just take care of what was going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
And had some pretty good results from it. So I figure I'll bring it to you guys.
Thank you. Steve, do you have a teacher's class right after this? Is that what?
No, ma'am, not on Fridays. That's on Mondays. We have the 11 a.m. Eastern group class practice, and then that goes to 11 a.m., which is 10 a.m. my time, and then 1 p.m. Eastern. Right after that, like an hour after that one ends, is the teacher practice.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have to relook it up.
Hey, Marissa, there she is. Nice to see you.
Hi there.
You know what? I better make sure I got that phone on Do Not Disturb. It should be, but lots of things should be.
Steve, the thing I learned is that I think you have it on autofocus, so it zooms in and out your camera
Okay.
a little bit. It has some movement. If there's a manual button, I don't know, just for further reference, there might be a manual button. It says M, and you just press that so the camera doesn't go in and out on you.
Is that a setting for Android or for Zoom or for what?
It's a setting on whatever your camera is on. So go into camera settings, and you can set that up whenever. But it helps me when I'm doing things for stability.
Well, groovy. I'll play around with that. I got this stand for my tablet that's not working, but it works for the phone. But it's also, here, look, if I wiggle,
Yeah.
hey, the stand is kind of wobbly.
Your wiggle's fine.
Hey, AJ.
Hey, there's Yoga Barb. All right.
It's Barb today. No yoga.
This is Barb G.
Barb G, yeah.
Ethel, nice that you're here. Lona, there, and Yeska. Hey, I got somebody on with just a phone number. If you would do me a huge favor and throw your name in there for your username. Don't know if you hear.
I wonder if I put her on the floor.
Okay. Roger that, Suzanne. It just so happens that today is going to be pretty gentle, and as always, you're the final say on how intense the gentleness is or isn't. So we'll roll with it. I think we'll be great. But thank you for the heads up. They got a individual in the room with their phone number as their username, their on-screen name. I hope you can hear me. You do me a favor and switch that out to your actual name. Hello? All right. Just a moment, folks. Hmm. This is interesting. Okay, this is. Okay. Yeah, just for future reference, if you would just make sure you got your name up on the screen. So it hasn't happened in a long time, but back at the beginning of this global shift, when Zoom was getting popular, meetings were getting infiltrated by people doing some questionable things. So just kind of for everybody's safety, I like to see a name, just so nothing crazy pops up on the screen or anything like that.
I think the number is gone.
Yeah, I'm addressing that right now, but thank you.
Yeah, there's 9 of us. I think the person dropped. I think because it was 10 before.
Oops, that wasn't supposed to go like, okay. All right, let's just give that individual just a couple moments here. You know how it is, safety first, right? This is really quite interesting. Okay, well, stranger things have happened. Let's press on. Make sure you got your view, set the speaker view if you would, please. And I do have that on spotlight, so everybody should just be seeing me once you make that change. If you're cool with it, camera on would be nice. It would kind of help me to best cue, to best offer suggestions. But it's not by any means a deal breaker. If you prefer your camera off, I can dig it. We can roll like that. Let me go ahead and mute everybody out. You will have the ability to unmute yourself. All right, show of hands if you can hear me. Just hold a hand up or a foot. Groovy. All right, cool. Nice. And I'm hoping those with the camera off can hear me as well. I'm going to assume you can. You know what? Let's a little bit background. My personal practice is, well, those who've been coming to the classes know, has been very muscular, very physical for a number of weeks now. Between that and some emotional vicissitudes of last week, Monday, right about the time that the Monday morning group practice ended, I just
Your sound went out. Steven, I think your sound went out.
No sound.
We can't hear you anymore.
No.
no sound. Okay, no problem. How about now?
Much better.
Yeah, there you are.
All right.
We didn't hear much after Monday morning.
Okay, I got you. Cool. So yeah, Monday morning, I just collapsed. The physical, mental, emotional fatigue, big gravity. It was like heavy. Uh, so I dug into the recipe book of one of my teachers, and I went through my old recipe book. I found some stuff, kind of put it together, a little yang, a little yin, a little warming, a little chill. And I've been practicing all week. And today I feel dandy. If you're less than 35 years old, dandy means good. Uh, so I figured I would bring that to you guys today and let see how it works for you as well. Uh, so let's get started right in a child's pose. And if you're not familiar, you know, child's pose, just go to your hands and knees and push your butt on back to your heels. Reach your arms out long. Sweep them down your sides if you prefer. Sometimes it's nice to spread knees and slide torso between thighs. Takes a little pressure off the knees. But I tell you what, it's just a really nice way to get started. So, way to get grounded. Then we start doing some things to dial in, to arrive. We can kind of invoke that by give yourself some permission, like free permission to be here exactly as you are, right here, right now, as is. It's cool. And as always, everything I offer is simply suggestive. You can indulge or you can discard. First suggestion is to begin to breathe through your nostrils. Just narrow your breath right through the nose holes. Face is soft, you know, lips are together, but teeth aren't touching, not chewing, not grinding. Then let your breath become full capacity, complete inhales, total exhale. Starting to sort of create a tide or a stream with your breath. And then just smooth it out, make it nice and even. The waves come in, the waves go out. And there's always that little pause when you watch waves. They come in, they hit the shore, a little pause, and then it slides back out. Pause. Just get you a smooth rhythm going there. Let this breath become your point of concentration. And let's just see today if we can spend the next, I don't know, 40, 60 minutes just a breathing practice where we happen to make some yoga poses. And as we explore these poses, maybe we can look at them with contentment, acceptance. Like a back bend, maybe back bend goes where it is, and rather than saying, "Oh, when's my back bend going to be deeper?" we'll just go, "Oh, here's my back bend." Or the more some people, the more difficult route is full back bend, belly button touching the opposite wall. Rather than running laps, celebrating, and saying, "I have achieved it," just look at it and this is my back bend today. Because you know both extremes are two extremes of the same damn thing. Two sides of the same coin. Let's just keep it moderate right there, no side, even, equanimous. And if you're with me, just begin to put a little pressure into your palms. Focus it there where index finger and thumb meet the palm. And it kind of like suction cups. Tuck your toes under. Begin to lift your knees and raise your butt up for our first active pose of downward facing dog. Just flirt with this a little bit, investigate it. Might be a little bent knee, that's okay, or maybe knees are straight. Some refinements, find some sensation. You can press in the palms, rotating them away from each other so the elbows start to point back instead of out. Notice feeling in armpit meat, rib meat. And while arms and shoulders are strong, shoulders are definitely not sliding into your ears. There's a little room there. A little tuck of the chin. You can stare at your belly button and contemplate it. Oh, look, there's a hole in my belly. Maybe press gently out to the backs of your knees. And notice, oh, here's my heels. They're right here today. This is grand. For those who want just a little bit more of a stroke along your flesh, begin to press your armpits towards your ankles. Just feel the flesh lengthen, stretching. It's just so sweet. Next exhale, bring your right knee all the way to the mat, directly below your right hip. Pivot your left foot flat so the sole of your foot is a suction cup. Lean into right knee and right palm, and then inhale. Bring your left hand straight up to the ceiling. It's kind of a nice challenge to balance if we have our right hand, our right knee, our right foot, and our left foot all in the same line. And if that's not okay, if that's a little too wobbly, that bottom side leg, you just kind of swing it out, the shin, swing it out a little bit like a kickstand. It'll stabilize. Options are available. Reaching your hands away from each other, like you're just gonna spread your torso, spread your arms. You can press pelvis towards the wall in front of you and shoulder blades towards the wall behind you. There's a little more lengthening. On this final inhale, just spread everything. Chest, belly, arms. Exhale, bring your left hand to the mat and lift your left leg right out behind you. Just as long as it feels right. Just put your nose on the mat. You can look at me, but I'm really not going to be doing it because I've already done it. Now, with your left leg, just reaching back, take an inhale, lift your left leg, lift your gaze, push your belly down. It's like cow, the power yoga style. Exhale, tuck your chin and crunch your left knee to the outside of your left elbow or tricep. Round your spine. Take a look at your belly button. Inhale, lengthen your leg, lift it, look up. Breathe out. Now crunch left knee to your forehead. Ooh. An inhale lengthens and lifts. Leg goes up, eyes go up, belly button down. And exhale, crunches left knee once again outside of your left arm. Very nice. Take a breath. Lengthen your left leg. Keep your nose at the mat. Neck is long. Now just reach your right arm forward. We've got a lot of names. Broken table, bird dog, spine balance, or just kind of hanging out on a knee and a palm while I lift all these other things and find traction in my spine. How do we do that? Reach your fingertips away from your heel. Extend this base of your skull away from your tailbone. And just flirt with height while you're lengthening. Is traction probably the nicest thing you can do for your back. One more breath for a little more lift if it's appropriate. Exhale, set it all on the mat. You might want to flip your left wrist 1 time, 2 times, and then we just make the switch. Right leg goes back, toes against the mat. Pivot your right foot flat. Lean into left hand, left knee, and just inhale your right hand up to the sky. Great. And now here we go. Find your refinements. Use sensation to see what we can lengthen. And through lengthening, we just start opening up spaces. Spaces in the body, spaces in the mind. And then we hang out for a few breaths and dwell in the space. Let it flow. One final breath, just spread everything. Exhale your right hand down to the mat, shoulders and hips level out, and lift your right leg up behind you, just long, strong. Both hands pressing into the mat. Inhale, lift your right leg, find the cow with the leg up, and then exhale, make your crunch, this time right knee, outside right elbow, or all the way up into your armpit if you want. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, make a crunch knee to forehead this time. Breathe in, lengthen, leg goes up, eyes go up. Breathe out, crunch, right knee outside of right arm, somewhere person. Take a breath and just lengthen right leg straight back. Keep your eyes on the mat. Take your left arm forward. Just a moment to refine, leveling out hips and shoulders. From there, start lengthening, finding traction. You'll feel the traction along the back of your body through a sensation of warming. And then just flirt with height. I mean, I don't know what your personal degree is. Nobody knows, only you. One more goodbye breath as you lift a little more, maybe. And set it all on the mat. Maybe flip that wrist 1 time, 2 times. Up to you. Step your feet back to upper push-up position. It's called plank. Good. Just kind of little search mission here. Pressing into palms, hips and shoulders. They're just kind of even. You can feel that. Perhaps a little belly muscle to pull the front of your hip crest towards your bottom ribs. And then with legs, just kind of pretend you're squeezing a watermelon. Don't let it fall. If you wish, you can lower your knees, but just take a deep breath of air in. Big breath. Exhale, bend your elbows and lower with control. Let biceps brush those ribs. All the way down. Keep hands where they're at and release all 10 toenails to the mat. Inhale, press into your palms. Straighten your arms as much as you can without lifting your thighs. Let a curve dissipate along your spine. Exhale, come back down, touch the chin. Inhale, press back. It's called cobra. Exhale, lower back down. We got like 3 more of them, so inhale, cobra. Exhale, come on back down, Dosmasasana. Inhale, maybe each cobra gets a little sweeter. Exhale, lower back down. Let's take a detour. Some of you know where we're going. Sweep your arms down your side. And then as you inhale, begin to lift everything you can. Thighs, arms, torso, to a personal degree. We're going to be here for a moment, so let's not get rambunctious with it. Something moderate. If you feel something in your back protesting, let's set your legs down. For those the one that's a little more sensation, open arms wide. Rotate palms towards the mat and stretch fingertips away. About 1 big breath for a little, maybe centimeter more lift. Exhale, hands to cobra. Rest your thighs. Inhale to that 5th cobra. We're going to stay in this one for about 5 simple breaths. While you're there, press into palms and see if you can pull your belly away from your pubic bone. Feel a stretch on the flesh of your lower abdomen. Sometimes it's kind of nice to tuck your chin in cobra and lengthen the back of your neck while your thoracic spine bends. And keep your glutes loose. There's nothing to clench over. It's all safe and good. One more breath. Exhale, lower, touch your chin to the mat, tuck your toes, press the plank to down dog pose. What will probably be our last down dog of the day. So get what you can out of it. Notice you didn't have to move your hands because plank takes you right into position. It's really amazing the alignment that goes from plank to Adho Mukha. It's pretty cool. Take an inhale, tilt your tailbone up. Exhale, lower both knees to the mat, but bring those knees together so they're touching. Open your ankles away from each other and just start walking your hands back towards your knees as you lower your seat down between your ankles. This is the first Virasana, so maybe you keep weight into your palms on the mat or on the thighs, at your sides. But if it's all right, you don't have to. You can just bring shoulders right over hips. It's up to you. But let's not go any further. Just come upright with it. You can put a block under your butt. That's kind of nice. Just find your spot. And let's take care of shoulders while knees and ankles get a stroke. Reach back behind you. Interlace your fingers. As you inhale, straighten your elbows and roll your shoulders back. Spread your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows and bring all those knuckles over to your left hip and just snuggle the back of your right wrist into your left kidney. Take a breath. Exhale, drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. How about some right side brachial plexus there? Pretty nice. Now, take a breath in, bring head center, arms straight again. Exhale, bend your elbows and bring all those knuckles over to your right hip. If you notice an elbow swinging out towards side wall, just bring it back behind you. Let the next inhale lift your skull long. And then the exhale drops your right ear towards your right shoulder. There's that other brachial plexus. Just a sweet stroke. Inhale, come back center. One more time, roll shoulders, big opening. Exhale, release the bind and just stand right up on your knees. Hips over knees, shoulders over hips. And probably a good idea to tuck your toes under so the heels are up away from the mat. Good. And let's just put our hands on our hips. Use hands to keep your hips sort of square to the front of the room. Take a breath as you rotate your torso towards the right wall. And let your hands keep your pelvis in line. You notice how it wants to turn the corner with you? You can use your hands to kind of help avoid that to a degree. It's going to turn some. Now open your arms wide. Right fingertips towards the back wall, left fingertips towards the front wall. Good. Push thighs forward a little bit. And again, use a little stomach muscle to pull the hip crest towards bottom ribs. Take a breath. Exhale, just drop your right hand to your right heel. Let your left hand come straight to the ceiling. Turn your eyes towards that left thumb if neck allows. Now, inhale. Follow your thumb with your eyes as you bring your left fingertips to where the back wall meets the ceiling. Spread your left chest open. If you had a laser beam coming out of your left nipple, it would go right to the ceiling, directly above you. Feel a nice stroke on the left side of the body. Press your thighs forward and again, pull the crest of your hips towards your bottom ribs. Use a little belly there. Good. If that's too deep, you can put hand on glute. Keep your eyes on your left thumb. Inhale, come back up, chest facing right wall, arms wide. Exhale, chest comes center, hands to hips. Ooh. And then recenter your mind a little bit and then take a breath in as you rotate your chest, your torso towards left wall. Hands kind of holding pelvis in place. It's going to move a little bit, but let's kind of try to find as much suppleness as we can. Now, inhale, open arms wide, right arm front wall, left hand back wall. Move. Again, thighs are pressing forward. Front of the pelvis is lifting. Turn your gaze to your right thumb. And then just exhale your left hand to your left heel, your right hand right up to the ceiling. And once again, push thighs forward. Good. Now, inhale, sweep that right arm, that fingertips towards back wall meeting the ceiling. Good. And just spread the right chest, your right chest open. Remember, laser beam right to that ceiling there. And feel something on the right side of your body. Beautiful. Follow your gaze, follows your right thumb as you inhale. Come back up, facing the left wall with your chest, arms wide. Exhale, come center, hands to hips, but swiggle them on around behind. And your fingers can be down on glutes or pointing sideways, or some folks like to point their fingers up. It's a really intense thing for your wrist. You got your palms, kind of kidney areas, sacrum area right in there. Now again, tilt the pelvis, press the thighs forward. As you breathe in, you start to lift your collarbones up over your shoulder bones. As you breathe out, slide your shoulder blades under your heart. And then just continue the exhale. Drop your head back as neck permits. Ooh. This is camel. For a lot of us, this is enough. But if you feel for more, you can drop your hands back to your heels or to the soles of your feet. What do you do? Let's not forget thighs. Kiss that front wall with thighs. Bring in any pressure out of lumbar. Put it in thoracic. And just another breath. This inhale, begin to rise. Head comes up last. Lumbar comes up. Rib area comes up. Shoulders come up. Top of your inhale. Head is up. Ooh. Exhale, hands to hips. Recenter your mind. Big breath. Reach your hands to the sky. High, high, high. Exhale, hands come down to the mat for table position. Hang out in neutral table for one breath. Let inhale, pull tailbone and skull bone away from each other. Exhale here. Take a breath in neutral spine. Gentle exhale, round your back to Halloween cat, just to your personal degree. Oh, how's that feeling? Yes? Come on back to neutral spine. Cross your shins behind you as deeply as you can. And just push your seat back to the mat so that you're sitting cross-legged, but keep rolling with it. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees following away from each other. What's this called? Baddha Konasana. Yeah. Butterfly or cobbler. So many names. How about sit with feet together, knees apart? Just draw heels towards groin. Lengthen your spine. Now you can take a hold of the outsides of your feet. You can grab the front of your shins. Just something individual, personal. Let it inhale, lift your breastbone away from your pubic bone. It's length. Chin tucked a little bit, neck is long too. Keep that long spine. Exhale, bend your elbows and begin to hinge forward at the hips, bringing your face towards the mat, somewhere out beyond your feet. I'll tell you what, if your head makes it to the mat, your knees make it to the mat, don't go running laps or celebrating or nothing. That's just where it's at. Or if your knees don't come anywhere near the mat, the head is distance from the mat. Try not to beat yourself up over it. It's just where it's at. It's cool. It's your pose. Hey, old Sanskrit word for it called santosha. We can just call it loving acceptance. Come on back upright. Use your hands to bring your knees together. Feet will be flat on the mat. Now just give your knees a hug and drop your cheekbones down towards your kneecaps. It's like a human cannonball with butt and feet on the mat. Nice stroke along the backside of your body there. And it's not for long. We're going to move on. Just place your hands on the mat about 30 centimeters behind you. For those of us in the US, that's 12 inches. Now, maybe it's okay to point your fingers away. That might be okay. Maybe you point your fingers to the side walls. Only you know, and you'll know here in just a minute. Bring your feet about 30 centimeters away from your butt, and feet are about 30 centimeters spread away from each other. Knees about same distance. Lean back into your palms and raise your chest and just take a breath. As you breathe out, press into feet and hands, engage quads and glutes and all the meat on the backside of your body as you just lift your pelvis up, your upside down table. Now, right now, you can tell what's going on with hands and wrists. If your wrists and elbows are in pain, turn your fingertips towards walls or turn towards feet. Make the necessary adjustments. While you're there, let your head drop back. Let the flesh of your throat just get so long. Good. Good. One more inhale. Press pubic bone, belly button to ceiling. Lift. Feel everything backside of body engage. Exhale. Lower your seat to the mat. Keep hands where they're at. And if fingertips are not already there, point them towards the front of your mat. Just lean back into your palms here. Put weight into your palms and straighten your legs. So toes are maybe pointing to where that front wall meets the ceiling. So it's like boat. It's like Navasana, but you're leaning on your hands. Legs are up as high as you can get without excruciating. A little knee bend might be appropriate. Now, if you're with me, inhale. Lower your straightened legs towards the mat. Let the heels just barely kiss the mat. Exhale, lift right back up where they were. Inhale, let the heels graze the mat. Exhale, come on back up. We're only doing 5. We're not going to do 50, so make them count. Feel it. Breathe in, lower the heels. Breathe out, raise them up. Inhale down. Exhale up. I lost count. We'll do 1 for good measure. Inhale, lower heel. Exhale, come on up. Oh, good. Keep your legs right where they're at. Bring your palms together at your heart. And twist your torso as far to the right as is appropriate to you. Oh, you might want to do a little knee bend if necessary, or keep them straight, but it's like 3 more breaths. You probably got 2 breaths left. 1 more. Over you the course of inhale, rotate your torso over as far to the right as you like. Knees and heels stay together, but the knees can bend if necessary. How about we catch 3 breaths here? Breath is steady. 2 more. Breath is deep. 1 more. Inhale, come back to center. Straighten your arms, palms face each other, so shoulders, knees, and hands are all about the same height. And you can have knees bent if necessary. This is just regular old Navasana, right? No big deal. A few breaths. I encourage you to lift your breastbone so the back doesn't round. It's only 3 more. You can do anything for 3 breaths. You can even bend your knees. You can even take a break. 1 more breath. Exhale. Don't let your feet touch the mat. Just bend your knees and hug them in like before, but balancing on your sit bones. Drop cheekbones towards kneecaps. Ooh, that's kind of nice. It's just the gentlest core strength stroke, but it's also a little recovery at the same time. Now, if you have room behind you, cool. If not, scooch forward a little bit. Once you have room, roll back, then roll up. Just start rolling the length of your spine. The 3rd time you roll back, cross your shins, roll up and through to tabletop pose. Nice. Y'all are so damn cool. I tell you what. Oh, one of you already knows where we're going. Okay, once you're in table, let's find the yin aspect of this flow. Bring right knee to right wrist, right ankle towards left wrist, left foot walks left knee back. Melt pelvis, front of pelvis to the mat. It's pigeon. Keep both of your palms planted in the mat, right in front of your right shin for just a moment, about shoulder's width. Now remember, in Cobra, we were pulling our belly button away, stretching the lower abs. So as you inhale, dig into your palms and pull the belly skin long. Lift your breast, maybe tuck your chin here, it's okay. Now keep the length as you exhale, come on down the forearms. And how about we just go to forearms for today? Now, nobody says that you can't dig into your forearms here. You can do that. How do we heat this up? You can press into forearms. You can press into the top of your left foot, or you can yin it out and just let gravity do the thing for you. Those who have rolled with some yin with me before, we're not going to be here as long as usual. Just about 90 seconds, just long enough to touch extracellular matrix. Lean over into the outer right thigh. It's called IT band, tensor fascia lata. Roll the inner left ankle to the mat. It's kind of like a deer, but really not. And just wait 1 moment, linger for a second. Now come up, sitting upright, sweep your left leg around front and tuck the sole of your right foot to your inner left thigh. I like to reach back and move my pride aside, move the butt meat out of the way so my sit bones really ground. You don't have to, it's just a suggestion. And take an inhale, reach up high, find length. Keep the length as you exhale, hinge at hips and fold over your left thigh. And it's up to you how deep you go with this. And once you find your spot, it might be an inhale to lengthen a little more and to fold a little more. But once you're there between too much and not enough, don't hold on, just let go. Surrender, release. when the fidgets set in and the boredom or irritation or whatever that is setting in, smile, because you know that means that your practice is working. You are breaking the greatest addiction of your life, the place where your mind dwells. Breathe. Come on back up. Now just lean over to the left and swing your right foot around. Bring inner right ankle to outer right hip. It's hero, Virasana, but halfway. Now, got options. You can put a block under your left sit bone to help even out your pelvis, or maybe you want to try this. Place your left hand on the mat right outside your left hip and just press enough to lift the left sit bone off the mat. Put right hand in the crease of your right hip. Just give a little pressure, and now sit down and gently persuade your right sit bone down next to your left one. Sometimes that works pretty good. Sometimes no, it's just personal. Now, once you're there, you can stay upright. You can put your hands back behind you, lay back into this a little. You can go down to your forearms. You can go all the way to your back. But if you find hip bouncing around, knee getting squirrely, well, stop, back up a little bit, and get grounded in it again, and say, "Oh, this is deep enough. This is right, just right." Just indulge in some ankle, some knee, some thigh. Now, if you chose to go to your back, to your forearms, it's a good time to come back upright again. Shoulders up over hips. Once you're upright, lean over to the left a little to swing your right leg out next to your left leg. Just be still for a moment, or maybe you windshield wiper your toes. Options, possibilities are endless, right? What I offer is generic. You get to fine tune it and customize it, make it personal. Tell you what, how about bend your right knee and set your right ankle at the far end of your left thigh. Bend your left knee and bring your left ankle underneath your right knee. Now, this double pigeon fire log might not be appropriate. You may want to go to crisscross applesauce, and that's okay too. It's up to you. But if you can, if it's there, if you're feeling it, just stack your shins like a couple of logs, right? Either way, Sukhasana, Kapotasana, same. Take a breath and lift your arms and lengthen. As you exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Let hands come to the mat to kind of catch you so we don't strain anything. And pause here. Inhale, pull your breastbone forward. Now exhale, bend your elbows and come on down. Trying to bring, there's really no other way to put this. Try to bring nipples beyond your shins. They might not go that far, but that's the objective. That's just kind of a direction, a beacon. And just come on down. Some folks like to drop their head down on a block. If you don't have a block, you can stack your fists. Whatever it is, just let your head hang. And let every exhale persuade your sit bones back down towards the mat. I don't know about you, but my right one tends to pop up when I first go into this. Some folks notice in these particularly deep hip shapes, hip poses, that the fidgets arrive a lot sooner. The monkeys in the kitchen, agitation, irritation, boredom, please can I move to do something else? What's for dinner? That stuff, that kind of shows up early. That's a pretty interesting thing. But it's up to you to choose what you do. Do those things get to direct you, or can maybe just observe and take a look at it and watch and say, oh, how about that? Ram Dass would say, ah, so, and that too. Come on up, y'all. Nice and easy. No hurries, no worries. If you had a lot of one leg balancing over the prior few weeks, your feet might have took a bit of stress, and they're disturbing. So let's do some foot love here. Got this from my friend Ethel. So adjust your feet however you need to, but we want to take our right hand. Left hand is right hand's going to hold your right knee. Take your left hand, slide your pinky between the pinky toe space. Ring finger between the next toe space. Middle finger between the next toe space. Index finger in the big toe space. Let the heel of your palm just kind of go in there to arch the foot. Fingertips are right there on the tops of your metatarsals. Now situate so you can get a little ankle action here. Swing your left elbow out towards the left wall. Start flexing your toes towards your shin. And then just a little arm strength to kind of bend your back of your top of your foot towards your shin. Toe, tips of toes, top of foot, making their way towards your shin. If anybody's actually touching, please get a picture for them. So now we're stretching the bottom of the foot, the Achilles, the downside of the toes. Let's take it the other way. Start bringing your left elbow back towards your left hip. Press the palm heel into your arch. Just stretching the opposite way. Fingertips go just caress the top of your metatarsal. All right. Keep your fingers where they're at. Slide you can pick your right shin up with an overhand grip if you like. I got some heavy legs, so I'm going to slide my right arm behind my calf and just get the inner elbow around my calf and just lift my leg up. Okay. Another option is maybe hug the hamstring. Just somewhere where you can get this sucker up in the air. And then just use your left hand to make some ankle circles. And I mean, get groovy with it. Let the fingers and toes do part of the dance too. But don't hurt yourself, but just find all the suppleness, range of motion, flexibility. And let synovial fluid get in there, lubricate the spaces, switch directions a few times. Yeah, keep your foot up, and however you got to do it. Fingertips on sole of foot, thumbs on top of foot. You can use the thumbs to sort of press the flesh towards the toes, and use your fingertips to play the piano on the sole of your foot. Just kind of get in there and touch some things. I mean, these are your feet. Give them some love. They carry you around. They keep you balanced. Can you imagine trying to balance without feet? That would be one heck of a trip. Take your left hand here, tip of index finger, tip of thumb, and just grab a hold of the webbing between big toe and the next toe over. Give it a little squeeze, and just snap fingers off. Go to the next toe space. Do it a couple times there. Same thing, next toe space a couple times. Make your way to the pinky toe space. Come on back. You know, they say that energy can get jammed up in the webbing of the toes. So you're just releasing that. Yeah, you guessed it. You're squeezing out the toe jam. All right. Well then, set your foot back down and just come right to table. Mm. And the table, left knee goes towards left wrist, left ankle goes towards right wrist, right foot starts walking right knee back. There's a pigeon pose. Ikapada Kapotasana. Find your degree of pigeon, and then just palms dig into the mat right in front of your shin. They press into palms like you're pulling back so that your low belly just gets long. And then exhale, come on down the forearms. Ooh. Now, you know what you can do with your left foot. You can move it towards your right elbow or towards your right hip to adjust the sensation. But here's something to flirt with. Stay up on top of your right thigh and just sort of press your left sit bone down and away without rolling into it. Just down and away. Just gentle, just little touches there. There's all tons of tissues back there. Don't want anything in the undercarriage going pop. Just gentle. Take a little lean into the left tensor fasciae lata, IT band. Roll your inner right knee, inner right ankle to the mat just for a second. Right? You feel that sensation, that movement of sensation. Just stare at that for a minute. That's your essence. Mm, love that. It's such a sweet feel. As you come up, sweep your right leg around front so that the sole of the left foot goes to inner right thigh. You can reach back and move some stuff aside if you like. Take an inhale, reach high. Thank you. Let an inhale, an exhale, hinge you at your hips as you fold forward and long over your right thigh. Once you find that sweet spot, the spot of moderation, just release, just let go and melt into that thing. Exhale, soften you around that edge. It's a yin principles. Find your edge, soften around your edge, and let time and stillness and patience do the rest. That gravity is involved too. Come on up. Shoulders are gonna come up over hips. There ain't no hurries, no worries. Nowhere to be but right here and right now. Take a lean over to the right so you can swing your left ankle around outside of your left hip. And, knees, try to keep knees together if it's appropriate. It's personal, hip shape, knee shape. If you can, it's cool. Remember options. You can put something under your right seat. You can press your palm into the mat, lift your butt bones. Your left hand comes into left hip crease, a little pressure. Then you lower back down and you just use your left hand to persuade your left sit bone down even with your right sit bone. Sometimes works, sometimes don't work. Now, if it's okay, you go back. Only if the knee says, yeah, that's cool, do it, go on back. If the ankle says, yeah, we can do that, go on back. But ask your partner for permission. And for goodness sakes, don't worry about going back deeper than on one side than the other. Maybe you went back further on the other side. So what? Just nothing more natural than an asymmetrical body. It's natural, it's normal, it's human. Don't lay that trip on yourself. Just be sweet and kind. Kind of digging that variation I just saw. That was pretty cool. I'll definitely have some wonderful creativity. All right. Hey, if you chose to go to your back, to your forearms, come back upright again. Let a little lean into the right allows you to swing your left leg around front next to your right leg. Once you're there, it's called a rebound. You can do static, still rebound. Just be still and watch the sensation move. You can do a moving rebound. Maybe drop toes left and right. Maybe wiggle butt bones a little bit. Just ask your partner, hey, what should we do here? He'll tell you. A bend to your left knee will bring your left ankle to the far end of your right thigh. A bend in your right knee might bring your right ankle underneath your left knee. And if it gets there, the shins stack, cool. And if not, no problem. Sukhasana. Just cross at the shins, left leg higher than right. Many possibilities. Once there, wherever it is, inhale, lift, reach high. And exhale, fold your long torso forward, bring hands to kind of catch you. Pause halfway down. Remember this part, we want to lengthen the front body here. Take a breath, dig into palms, pull the stuff forward. And then exhale, fold on in, going beyond the shin or thereabouts. Again, it's personal. It's kind of based on your anatomy. You can drop your forehead to block. You can stack this. Just let the back of your neck get a little length, a little softness. And while you're there, perhaps go ahead and press your sit bones back into the mat, if it's okay. Don't violate the sensation. You're not going to look for pain. You hear the term, no pain, no gain. Push through pain, lean into pain. I've heard you lean into pain in so many yoga studios. No, listen to pain and walk away from it. Just come on back. Walk your hands. Use your hands to walk, lift. You can go inch by inch. Notice the little subtle changes as you come out. You ever turn the water on real slow and watch the stream go from drip, 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 little stream to full stream? Same concept. Let's take care of our left foot. Left hand holds left knee. Starts situating the fingers of the right hand in the toe spaces of the left foot. And if you can get the web of fingers to marry up with the web of toes, that's pretty cool. I got mileage on knuckles of feet and hands, so that doesn't work so well. Just to personal degree, I'll just begin to bring toes towards shin, top of foot towards shin. Just stretch the bottom of your foot, the bottom of your toes, the Achilles tendon. Just keep knee braced with your left hand. Take it the other way. Kind of like a rowing motion. Draw right elbow towards right hip. You can push palm heel into the arch of your foot. Bring toes the other way, foot the other way. Now keep the interlaced digits. And remember options. You can do overhand grip on your left shin and pick up your leg. I'm going to use my inside of my elbow under my calf and use my bicep to hold my leg. Find a way to elevate your leg. And then just start making some ankle circles. Maybe go halfway circles, swing it back halfway other way, full way, other way, big circle, little circle, toe circle. Make circles. Nice. Your foot should be happy. Mine is. It's smiling. Now, you unlace your fingers, your digits, and however you can situate it. Thumbs on the top of your foot, fingertips on the sole of your foot. Just use thumbs to stroke the flesh along the top of your feet towards your toes. Use fingertips to play the piano on the sole of your foot. You got all those like little spots, all those little areas. Reflexology in one tradition. Just play it a little bit. You might find a spot to say, "Oh, I'm gonna park that fingertip right there for 2 breaths." What is that? Oh. Right, y'all. Right hand, tip of index finger, tip of thumb, web between in the big toe space. Just a little squeeze, and then just snap that out. A couple times there. Next toe space. Just squeezing out the toe jam. Release the energy. Make your way to the pinky. Come on back. Once you're done, find seated pose. If you want to go to your back, you can. You know what? Don't ask your mind. Ask your heart. Should I go to my back or should I go seated pose of your choice? Listen to that voice in your heart there and respond accordingly. If you're on your back, let toes fall away from each other, palms up, shoulder blades flat. Close your eyes if that's cool. If you're sitting upright, place your left hand palm up in your lap. Place your right hand palm up in your left palm. Let the tips of your thumbs come together. Dhyana mudra. Elbows are kind of out to the sides, shoulders away from you. Let your eyelids get heavy and closed. Take a deep breath in. Through your nose. Full exhalation through your nose. Let your breath move naturally. There's an old word called it's Dharma. One understanding of Dharma is purpose. It's a Sanskrit word, and it literal translation is pillar, that which upholds you. Some point in life, we might find ourselves look to find Dharma. Maybe, maybe you've had various incarnations of your profession that touch on that, hobbies. Maybe you've had a glimpse or a taste of it here and there. When we do find it, it's a rhythm, a harmony. In the ancients, they believed that every single one of us were given unique, special talent, gift, and that we're given these to be used in service to others, that we can touch others, we can help others, serve others, heal others, to love others. It's just, so how do we go about finding this Dharma? Well, you can ask some questions. Ask yourself a few questions. And not to drive yourself crazy, but to just kind of invoke the process of discovery. Ask yourself, what do you love doing? Ask yourself, what were you doing the last time you felt joyous, fulfilled, in the zone? Question, what is it you're doing when it just kind of seems like time stands still? And ask, what special, unique talents have you been given? Unique to you, your wheelhouse. And finally, how can you use these gifts, these talents that you've been given to serve others and to serve something higher? You can ask yourself these questions throughout the rest of the day, throughout the weekend. And again, not to drive yourself crazy about it, but just to invite, to invoke and invite realization. Let something bubble up to the surface. It doesn't have to be your job. It can be a habit or a hobby or something, just something that you love. But often we can find the loudest answers when we're still and silent. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out of your mouth. And I offer you mantra or invocation process. Om Dharma Anand. Om Dharma Anand. Om Dharma Ananda. The petition that we find our pillar, our purpose. Brings us to blissful living. Repeat this mantra if you choose. At your pace. You can say out loud, you can speak quietly to yourself. It changes as you say it. It's pretty cool. It's normal. Let it vibrate in your heart, in your soul. And let whatever bubbles up to the surface, just let it come on up. Om Dharma Ananda. Om Dharma Ananda. Flow that vibration just as long as you desire. I leave you with my gratitude and with my love. Om Shanti.